One of the challenges this time of year is, as conditions become milder and plants start pushing out lots of new growth, will insect populations boom. Now this can really be problematic as many plants are just getting over the stresses of a long, hot, dry summer. Now there's quite a few pests appearing in my garden at the end of summer. It's very common in the veggie patch. The two worst at the moment, thrips and caterpillars, which are a pretty common pest in veggie patches at the best of times. In a month's time, we will have whitefly, we'll have psyllids, aphids, there'll be bugs and beetles and all sorts of things starting to appear. So what I need to do right now is get control. One, control these pests that are causing problems now, and two, break the breeding cycle before they become a big problem a bit further down the line with all the new seasonal pests. So a broad spectrum spray is absolutely essential. This is my go-to at home. It's incredibly effective when applied in the cool of the morning and allowed to dry during the day. Yates Advanced utilises a control that'll treat a wide range of pests, and I'm able to move from the vegetables to the ornamentals without changing treatments. Another plant that's getting smashed in my garden at the moment are roses. Now, roses are fantastic, but not when they're starting to look like this. If you have a look at the foliage, it's all distorted and curled. The flowers are about half the size of what they normally would be. When you look at the new buds, they're all damaged. Now, this is being caused by thrips, and thrips can be a really big problem if you don't control them. I haven't done anything at all with these guys, and now it's out of control. If you're not sure if you've got thrips, the easiest way to identify it is grab a couple of roses like this and bang them on a white piece of paper, and if you have a look, you'll see there's all these little tiny dots and they start running around. That is your thrips. They're microscopic pretty much, and the damage they do is enormous. The other pests of quite significance, or quite a lot of significance this time of the year, are aphids, and aphids will get worse as we cool down and the season becomes milder. I want to treat them both at the same time so that I can get rid of the thrips, but make sure I don't have any damage from aphids as the growth starts to come back out. Yates Advance is a contact spray. You'll need to cover the foliage on top and also underneath. And this trigger pack allows you to manoeuvre easily to get total coverage. Once sprayed, keep the area free of any traffic until it's dried thoroughly. Now, there are a few rules when it comes to spraying. Never spray on days over 30 degrees. That is an absolute no-no. You can burn your plants and it's not effective. Never spray on days when it's going to rain, because it's just going to wash the chemical off the plants and you want it to dry on the leaves properly. Never ever spray in and around waterways or ponds. It's never good for any kind of chemical to come in contact with natural waterways. And the last thing, and most important, is when you're finished, dispose of the bottle responsibly. This is probably the best go-to spray for veggie patches, keeping such a broad spectrum of pest insects at bay. But remember that you should avoid spraying when there's a lot of bee activity and if the soil is very dry. Water your garden first and then let it dry before applying. This is an incredibly effective contact spray. There's a huge amount of information, a lot of science gone into this bottle, so make sure you read the label. When you have a look at the back there's all sorts of information that answers questions you might need. And if you don't have something answered, well, you can always ring Yates. They've got a hotline, or check them out online where they'll answer your questions there.